Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Look at Shoot Many Robots. This is Xbox Live PSN/PC release from Ubisoft that actually came out for PC last week, but I'm just getting around to looking at it now. Without further ado, let's press space to continue and we will actually start playing our game here. I have no interest in gaming with my friends with Duck-a-Duck. So we're Crew Chief Dr. Steve Brule here, and there is actually a very significant online component to this game, but instead what we're going to do is just start our own game ourselves here. Now this is a side-scrolling action/beat-em-up game. I think the most closely resembled game would probably be a game like Shank or Shank 2, which came out recently, but also very similar if you want to go back further to games like Contra, Metal Slug, or even like Ares Extinction Agenda, which a lot of people are probably familiar with because it was in a recent Humble Indie bundle. So without further ado, I guess I'll just show you the basic mechanics of the game, and then we'll talk a little bit about like the upgrade system and other stuff that's going on here. So we are going to... Oh god, what have I done? I accidentally started like the first level of the game, but that's fine. This is, okay, actually the second level of the game. To explain the basic mechanics, so there's a few different kind of levels in this game. Some of them are like straight get from left to right to finish the game, and, or to finish the level, and some of them are survival, and this is a survival type level. So we're just using A and D to move left and right here, spacebar to jump, and our left mouse button to shoot. We can also, if I double jump here, use our right mouse button to do some melee attacks. And kind of, melee is one of the hooks of this game because it works extremely well against enemies that shoot projectiles at us. Let me see if I can get a good example here. So you can see these red rockets coming in. I just made myself almost physically sick by saying red rocket. If you don't know what that means, don't look it up. So they're going to shoot this red projectile that is rocket-shaped at us. Now with the right analog stick, the right mouse button, I can actually time my melee attack appropriately and bounce it back at them, which does a lot of damage and actually does not require me to be like physically right next to them to hit them. So it's pretty important. Let's just see if I can get another good opportunity to do that. First we'll take out these guys. We have to survive, I think, like 2 waves of these guys, and after we do that, then we can move on to the next level. But there's also kind of a score attack effect at work here, because after we like complete the level, they'll just send bonus waves at us. And we basically just continue until we die. But I might just feed myself to these guys after we finish the actual level. Oh, okay, I guess the level is done already. Bonus waves have started. We'll show off a little bit more because we haven't really showed off very much. See, there's a better example of bouncing the projectile back at the enemy. So instead of fighting, you know, luchadors the way you fight in Shank, in this game we are fighting robots. And basically, I don't know what the backstory is, but these robots have been pretty dickish to us. I mean, they did steal our pickup truck, and one of them tried to steal our RV. Game has very much like a redneck aesthetic that is deliberately cultivated. That's probably a sentence that nobody on Earth has ever uttered before. And there's a couple things that I have not mentioned yet. One of them is that you do have a secondary weapon as well, so I just switched to that with W, and now we have a grenade launcher. Now your primary weapon, which is my like M16 right here, has no ammunition, or I should say unlimited ammunition. Kind of the exact opposite. But our secondary weapons have limited ammunition, so you can see I only have 20 shots with this thing. So every time we use it, we are going to take up a little bit more ammunition. Of course, our secondary weapons are not, like, set in stone. We can actually... There's a good degree of character customization in this game, which is actually what kind of sets it apart from a game like Shank, which has some character customization, but not nearly as much. So let's switch back to our weapon here. Alright, so I'll pick up this, and then maybe I'll exit and show you a more difficult level. So let's quit this mission. Now, we are here in our RV. And by going up to our shower here, where all our guns are, you can see what we have equipped and what we can also switch to. So with these nuts that you unlock by killing robots, you will get money, which essentially serves as a currency which you can spend in the store. So we can buy a high-powered pistol, we could buy another upgrade for our All-American, I suppose, which is the weapon that I'm using right now. We could buy upgrades for our SMG or our pistol. I also have a shotgun, but I don't think I can buy the upgrades for that yet. So we'll just stick with our standard All-American for now, as you can see in our inventory. Now I have a rocket launcher and a grenade launcher. I could potentially buy. My little piggy makes toast of evil toasters like I make bad haiku. Your little piggy, that's 5, makes toast of evil toasters like I make bad haiku. Ah, I get it. 6 syllables in the last verse. I'm not going to buy that right now, though. I think it's a flamethrower, though. And also, if you thought, like, my character model was set in stone, it's actually not. So if we go down here to our head, we could equip 9-gallon hat, or we could equip impending baldness, which actually doesn't do too much. If we go to the store, we can buy other hats like this powdered wig, and each one of these things brings with it either a unique skill or unique statistics or unique attributes that actually help you out. So you can see with a 9-gallon hat, if we go back here, it gives us plus 40% health, which is actually really, really useful. But if we go to something like the powdered wig, it gives us more bullet damage, more explosive damage, but our melee damage is halved, and, you know, our dignity goes up plus 8. I'm not sure if that's just superficial or if that actually matters. But if you look at something like the uncomfortable beanie, it says use S to hang, so you can actually have like a hover effect by using this beanie, and also, I guess, reduces gravity, increases your hang time rating, and your jump height as well. I don't have enough nuts to afford that right now. I could afford this miner's helmet, and we could apparently have a slam attack, but instead, I'll just stick with what I got. Now, in backpacks, we have the soldier's backpack, which gives us more ammo and more bullet damage, but we also have one that gives us increased healing speed and health, and of course we can buy other ones from the store, but I haven't unlocked them yet. And also we can change our pants. Like my pants right now give us 15% extra bullet damage, but you can also have pants that allow you to slide, or what else do we have? I guess other pants that allow you to slide. And the way you upgrade other, or unlock other items is basically by discovering crates in levels. So sometimes you'll take what seems to be an alternate path, and then you'll discover a crate, which will actually give you a new weapon or upgrade of other sorts. So we're going to go back here. There we go. So I've already completed, like, Mission 1 here. We're going to go on to Mission 2, Dirtfield Drive, and see how this goes. So it seems like every world kind of goes the same way. Like, you start on the farm, I guess with your RV, and then you move into, like, more industrial, and then it's more of a cityscape. And we're just going to keep moving along here. So far I haven't talked too much about my impressions of this game, and that's because they're still kind of in flux, for lack of a better term. When I first started playing it, I was like, you know, like, it doesn't do anything different than other beat-em-ups of this style. Like, in particular, I'm mentioning this a lot, but I was thinking about Shank and Shank 2, and I was like, well, Shank 2 obviously is a lot more, like, stylistically interesting and creative than this, and you can actually, like, combo your moves together more effectively. One second, I gotta focus to take this guy out. We gotta shoot that thing on his back. Okay. But the more I play it, the more I kind of like it. The hook is definitely the character customization aspect. Without that, this game would be just a pale imitation of other beat-em-ups. But as is, it actually does a fairly good job of distinguishing itself just by its sheer number of unlocks, essentially. You know, like a game like Shank, it has a variety of weapons you can use, but not nearly as many as Shoot Many Robots does. And apparently, the multiplayer in the game is also quite good as well, although I have not been able to find anybody to play with. I have like 200 people on my Steam friends list, and only 2 of them have picked this game up so far, so doesn't seem to strike me as a super popular title right now, which I guess is not surprising, unfortunately. So we'll just keep batting these red rockets back at these guys. I've gotten over it. I feel like I can say it now. Apparently I shouldn't get too close to that guy. We'll unlock. I'm not sure if that gives us more ammunition or if that's actually unlocking another weapon in the store. I hope it's unlocking another weapon in the store, because again, that is kind of the hook. Yeah, it's gotta be, because we just leveled up, or we just upgraded our pants as well, or discovered a new kind of pants. Now, there's just a very few basic simple mechanics I haven't talked about yet. These checkpoints, obviously, are kind of like our halfway points, so if we die, we respawn here. That word was surprisingly hard to say. The way we heal is by drinking a beer. Can't do it right now because I don't have any health missing, but these crates also refill all of our health and ammunition. And the only other thing is the combo meter. So kind of think of this as like a Rock Band or Guitar Hero style game. By stringing together good kills, and lots of these good kills, you will increase your combo meter up there at the top. And giving your combo meter as high as possible will give you more nuts, which is, I guess, kind of the opposite of Guitar Hero. Anyway, the more nuts you get, the more stars you get on the level, and of course the more stars you get in the level, the better you have done. I'm not sure if that actually translates to more upgrades or anything like that, but definitely if you're a leaderboard whore, that is what you want to do. I should be able to show off drinking a beer here in a second. There we go. Well, he doesn't actually do the animation, but you could hear that sweet, sweet gurgling sound as the ethanol entered his bloodstream. Alright. Let's take out these guys, get some more pants. Shoot robots, unlock pants. Now, there are kind of like branching paths. I don't want to say branching paths necessarily, because the levels are linear, but they're kind of structured in such a way that there are parts of the level that you do not have to explore in order to complete it. But if you do explore it, usually there's rewards here. I wouldn't necessarily say this goes a long way towards adding like replay value to the game, but it is kind of nice in that it's different from your standard beat 'em up. Oh, I thought I was going to get hit by that rocket. In the sense that you do just not necessarily move left to right. You have to put a little bit of thought into your pathfinding as well. Just hit this last rocket back at him. That should destroy him. 4 times nuts. Should probably go see a doctor about that. Looks like we picked up a speed power-up as well. I've talked fairly positively about this game so far, but there are negative things to say about it as well, and, you know, those predominantly are that this game is completely unremarkable except for its character customization and, you know, somewhat unique aesthetic. I think graphically, the game actually looks sort of ugly. I mean, part of that is maybe my opinion was biased, because when I first loaded up the game, it defaulted to full screen 800 by 600 resolution, which is just piss poor if you have a fairly big monitor, or a computer that can handle more than that. Like, the game looked bad. Until I changed the settings. And I still don't think it looks great. I think it's got kind of a muddy aesthetic. Sometimes it's difficult to tell what things are in the background and what things are actually able to be interacted with. But by and large, I think this game is unoffensive. It's... Oh, I gotta drink a beer quickly or I'm gonna die. There we go. It's certainly not gonna be, like, world-changing. I should really change to my grenade launcher here, because we have a lot of enemies. Drink a beer. Drink a beer quickly. There we go. It's like being back in college again. Certainly this is not going to, like, change the world for anybody who plays it, but it's kind of a nice diversion. I could see how people would get somewhat into this, and if you had, like, a group of friends, that it would maybe be a nice way to spend some time, although there are probably other, better multiplayer games that you could be spending your time with. If you're a beat-em-up fan, I'm sure you can find things to like here. Let's just shoot this guy in his stupid robot eye. Take this guy out from underneath. Oh, I didn't get out of the way in time. It also does the thing, I think I mentioned this a few videos ago. I can't remember what video it was for, but it was like side-scrolling games that use A and D to move, but then don't use W to jump, and this W changes weapons as opposed to jumping. So you have to use spacebar to jump. I don't know, just a personal pet peeve there. I'm sure you can actually change that in the controls, but I'm lazy. Also, I heard on the Xbox 360 version they use like a weird control scheme where you don't use the right analog stick to actually direct your shooting. Like on the computer, I'm just using the mouse to aim. Oh, this is not a good situation for me. On the computer, you just use the mouse to aim. So on the 360, you would expect that it would be, you know, left analog stick to move, right analog stick to shoot. But I watched another like preview video of this from another website. Oh, some crates with some unlockables. And it mentioned that you actually do not use the right analog stick to shoot, so you couldn't move backwards and shoot at the same time. Like, it only shot in the direction you were facing, which is super weird, and if that's the case, that control scheme strikes me as fairly backwards. But on the PC, it controls fine. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. I haven't actually played the 360 version for myself. So we just unlocked a bunch of new shit, and I'll check that out. Probably after we finish this level, I will call the video quits, but I want to check out the upgrades that I got as well, because that is kind of the bread and butter of what makes this game interesting compared to its counterparts in the genre. Try to hit that projectile back. Again, hit... Oh, come on. I'm out of beer, so I should probably stop taking this much damage. But again, I mean, it's not like I'm doing it intentionally. Okay, it's one more wave of robots. Good. Now we got increased bullet power. Can I make this jump? I don't think I can make this jump. Alright, shoot those red things. Gonna cause explosions, because red things in video games always cause explosions since the beginning of time. Take this guy out, and then make our way up here. Oh, come on. Oh, should probably not let that guy just hit me. Getting fairly close here. I can hear my heart beating. Because when you're low on health, your heart starts beating a little harder. Written in video game lore. Alright, sorry Bruce's hot dogs, but not today. So we got a little bit of health, and we have completed our level. Alright, so I am going to check out where I fit in on the leaderboards. Apparently my two friends who own this game have not completed this level, despite the fact that it's like the 4th level in the game, which I guess goes to show you their impressions of it so far. Oh no, never mind, the Lolinator did it. Sorry Lolinator, looks like I shot more robots than you. So we're gonna hit space to continue. We end up back in our shop here, or our RV, I should say, and we'll take a look at some of the other weapons we unlocked. So we got SMGs, pistols. Didn't look like we unlocked anything crazy there. Let's scroll down to like, oh, we can't even see what these things are. That's unfortunate. How about secondary weapons? My first gnoming missiles. Those probably shoot homing garden gnomes. That would be my guess. And that's all we got there. How about for hats? We got a beer hat, which gives us +2 beers. Nothing else there. Backpacks, we got a shark fin, which allows us to do a slam attack and also slide. That's kind of cool. And we also got some beer-mounted first aid kits, which gives us +1 beer, twice the healing speed, and -1 healing delay, which is good. Anyway, this has been Shoot Mini Robots. It's decent. I don't know what to say. If you're a fan of games like this, then this is definitely kind of an interesting pickup. The online multiplayer might appeal to you more so than the single player, which seems kind of repetitive. And if you're getting like a beat 'em up for single player, this has basically no story. I'd suggest something more along the lines of probably Shank 2, which I actually thought was pretty damn good. But for multiplayer, maybe this one is more up your alley. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.